International breaks absolutely suck. How's it? Welcome into another episode of Loose Cannons. I am BG, the Bearded Gooner. You guys know who I am. Next to me is the real one himself, the real Ryan, the OG. Ryan should be in any moment as soon as, well, we won't get into his personal business. Yeah, Ryan, how are you?
Yo, dude. Good. Yeah, I mean, international breaks are horrible. I think this one might have came at a good time for us while we have some injuries that we need to sort, so that eats up some of the clock on some of those guys, which is helpful. So I'll take it this time. But normally I feel like it always comes at the worst times. But maybe this actually was okay.
I'm not too. I don't know if it came at a good time. It just like it this first one to start the season is always just so like. Thankfully, we weren't on any sort of like a roll. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we weren't playing out of our minds and just burying shot after shot, goal after goal, and just everything looked great and everything was crisp and this, that, and the other. It wasn't that. It was really quite the opposite. I mean, even the Leeds match at home was a bit disjointed early on, I thought. But I just don't feel like the season has started yet. It's like I just don't. It's the strangest thing. 3 weeks into the season, and I mean, the club take a week off basically.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the players don't, but it's the weirdest thing to me. And I this first one especially, man, because it's like just when I start getting into a routine and a rhythm, going to the pub, watching the matches, getting involved with everybody, and we're talking about it, and then all of a sudden it's like time out, everybody stop, full stop, Adult Swim, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, OG will be along here shortly, but I guess the major breaking news from earlier today, David Ornstein said that Nuno Espirito Santo is out at Forest, whether it be by mutual consent. If they sacked him, I'm not really sure which, to be honest, it was. So he's out. I know OG is a little worried about the new manager bounce that they could potentially get, but they haven't even named anybody. There he is. Everything come out all right, by the way, OG?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, everything come out all right, or just
with what? What do you mean?
I just with your delay in jumping in here. I mean, I know what you were doing, but
no,
I don't want to air your dirty laundry here. But
with my kid not being able to
now we're gonna blame the baby.
No,
we're allowed to do
that. Okay, so I was in the bathroom, and then coming out of the bathroom, Theo needs to finish his last ounce, and he's tired, he's passed out, and he can't finish it. So it's helping speed up the process.
Likely story. Anyway, what's up? How are you? Everything good?
I can't hear if you're talking. Yeah, everything's good. Excited for the game to come back. I forgot for a little bit we were in season.
I just said to the real one that it's like if it were 5 weeks into the season, I could maybe understand it a little bit, but this 3 weeks in, and it just doesn't. Just as soon as you hit that rhythm, that flow, and then all of a sudden it's gone again, And we were just talking about it. But We're back finally next week. But anyway, we were moving on to the breaking news of Nuno Espirito Santo being out at Forest. No replacement as yet has been named that I have seen. That doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. I just haven't seen it. So, I guess, I mean, maybe we'll start there. Have either of you heard anything at all on who might replace him? It's going to be a caretaker kind of situation, or do they go get dare I say, do they go get Jose Mourinho to come in? And
That's who I heard. I heard Jose Mourinho's getting ready to square off against Arteta.
Eric Ten Hag, maybe?
No, I think they're gonna go for someone we don't expect. Like people said, even Ange. I don't think that's happening either. I think it's just gonna be someone like random.
That would be crazy. If it were Ange, that would be absolutely nutso.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because I just don't think he's a very good manager. At least at this level, I don't. Not at this level.
I think he is. I think Tottenham won't play his football, and it was just a bad. I think it was a bad.
But he also wouldn't change his style.
That's what I'm saying. If he can adapt to it, or if a team could adapt to his style, I think he's a good manager.
But isn't it the manager's job to be able to adapt his system to fit the strengths and talents of his players?
Every team is different. Like if your team's very bad, you're not gonna hire someone, and that someone's gonna adapt to the team. If the team's bad,
I understand, but it was round peg and square hole for 2 years up there, which I'm not complaining about because he's not very flexible with his system. I
also think like Tottenham get bannered so much that it's just like I think he kind of played into it too much, and he kind of was just. Was it the Chelsea game where they were down 10 men, and or Chelsea were down 10 men? It was one of those games where you were just like, he's in on it. Like you think he's just in on the banter. Like, it's just very weird, and I feel like he's also the type of manager who I think that was to be fair, I think that was probably his best team he's ever managed. And I think he just felt so like this is the way we're going to manage the club, and this is the way we manage the players. This is what we're going to do, and I think he just forced it. And I think, I think we know too as Arsenal fans, you can't like force something. Players either pick up on it and take it, or they don't, or they just say, no, we're not playing for you. And I think they just said, no, we're not playing for you. But I could be wrong. It's
weird, right? Because he spent money. Spent like 400 million, so it wasn't like he inherited, this team that he couldn't figure out. Like he got to, at some level, pick or buy players that should fit his system. I honestly think that he had a lot of injuries last year, and I think they would have been a lot better if they didn't have. And and we blame, a lot of people blame Arteta and say like, well, what's going on in training? Like why are all these people pinging their hamstrings and getting hurt and whatnot? And you could say the same. I don't know what Ange does in his practice, but it's Van de Ven, it's Romero, like people are getting hurt, whatever. But I think that game against City broke him. There's just no way he was on board with how the atmosphere and how that game.
Oh, you mean 2 years ago?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He talked about it.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where he's like, to Ryan's point, like he's like, fuck them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care like what they care, or if they're sad, or if they get bantered. Like I'm over it. I think he kind of shut it down. Now he went and won, Europa, and the first year that the Champions League teams don't drop down, and it's just like set up nice for him. And I don't know if you guys watched that game, but they were horrible. United should have buried him.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay, whatever. But I'm with Ryan. I don't think he's horrible. I think he gave up. I think that really did break him. I mean, we don't know what he's saying in the locker room, you know what I mean? But I'm sure he was just like,
OG, you always like to famously say horses for courses. Maybe in the right situation in the Premier League, he would do all right. I just don't think he's cut out to manage this level, this level of players, the level of talent that you get in the whatever. Anyway, moving on, because we just spent like 6 minutes talking about it, dude. That doesn't exist in the Premier League right now. Are you? Oh, gee, I'm going to throw it back to you because you were like you messaged me about the new manager bounce. Are you really that concerned with it?
Oh, yeah. It's so me and 3 Point Sniper talk. We still talk about, I mean, I talk to my friends about betting. If a team gets a new manager, I always bet that team to win, and I've made more money than lost. I'll just leave it at that. Now, am I worried about Forest? It depends who they bring in, depends who they have available. But yeah, no, I would be much more confident going into the game against Santos than I would be against a new manager. New manager bounce is a real thing.
If that actually happens again, if that actually happens on Saturday, I fire somebody. This team is too good. Meaning Arsenal, there's too much talent in this squad to let that happen. To let that actually happen, if that is fire Arteta right on the spot, fire him.
Okay, you're overreacting.
No, they're not a great team.
No, they're not.
And they just fired.
But we've lost to teams. We've lost to teams last season worse than Forest are this season. So, like, what are your excuses for last season?
Injuries.
Like we have injuries.
I mean, who did we lose to with the new manager bounce last year?
He's saying just worse teams.
I'm not talking new manager bounce. I'm talking about worse teams.
I'm talking pure new manager. If Forest win this game, and that's and you can't. Okay, are you going to trace it to that? No. If they win this game and we get 3 players sent off or some bewitching thing, would anybody be really surprised? Would anybody be really surprised if Arsenal got 3 red cards in one game and we had to play down 3 men?
I would be surprised. Yes.
That would be crazy.
It would be, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. But no, I cannot for the life of me. Good teams, that doesn't happen against. It won't happen to Liverpool. It won't happen to City, despite how currently shit they might be. I don't know that it would even happen to Chelsea. I don't know that it would happen to Newcastle. So it better not happen to us. I'm just saying they're not good enough talent-wise
look
to
this
come
up. It's like a thing. Like
I understand.
When
what
West
I'm
Ham
saying
hired Moyes, they went on like a run.
I understand.
When Everton got their new manager, when
they brought him back, when they brought Moyes back, it was the same thing. I get it. I know it's a thing. I'm saying we better not let it be a thing. We better nip it in the bud. Anyway, it's not something that I can possibly get on board with. And if we lose this game for some reason, it'd be like, oh, it's a new manager bounce. No, somebody didn't do their job. Somebody wasn't prepared.
So I'll jump in. So I agree with Ryan. It definitely is a thing. I'm happy that we're at home. I think it's less of a probability that it happens that we're at home. Thank God.
Yeah.
But to his point, it does happen, but I'm also with you, BG. Is like it better not fucking happen to us, right?
I get it. I don't think it's gonna affect, but it's a thing.
It is.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean,
it's a thing.
I thought you were sitting there like, oh my god, it's gonna happen to us.
No. Am I worried about it? No, but like I said, I guess I don't know how to rate my worry. I'm not worried, but I was a lot less worried with Santos at the helm than I am with this new person.
See, I don't know, man. Back to managers that I like. I like him. I think he is a very good manager.
The club doesn't like him. That doesn't matter. The club doesn't like him. The club won't help him out.
Meanwhile, he's the guy that gets him into European football. Go how does that work? Go.
Blame Adu.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because I feel like this is how Arsenal would be if Usmanov got control. Because Marinakis is he's obviously insane, right? He's one of those mercurial owners who just does things that most wouldn't. So there's obviously a lot going on there. And look, I like Nuno too. I do think he's a good coach, but to Ryan's point, someone was talking about, this is crazy, but someone was talking about like J-Lo. Like she's been through all these divorces and everything. It's like you spend all this time to figure out like you were the problem. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like if you go through all these breakups and divorces and everything, it's like it's not always the other guys. Like you're the common denominator in all these issues. And like I think Nuno's a good coach. I think he sets up a good team. I think he can. I mean, Forest have no business and had no business being in the Champions League places, but he got them there, right? And I feel like, they blew it at the end of the season versus Chelsea at home, but, they were in the mix to get into the Champions League, which is crazy for a team like that. So obviously he's a good coach, but I don't know if behind the scenes he's rubbing people the wrong way and he just like, sucks all the air out of the room. Like I have no clue. I mean, I feel like from what I know, he seems solid, but
what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? To put the American spin on it?
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
The Dallas Cowboys. That's what it makes me. The owner, Marinakis, or whatever his name is, he strikes me as very Jerry Jones. Like Jerry Jones is the guy that you would say, somebody would say, nobody's bigger than the star. Nobody's bigger than on the helmet for the Cowboys.
Right,
Nobody's bigger than the star. But then Jerry Jones would hear that and he would come out and be like, I am the star.
Yeah, is that me?
I am that. Like I feel like that's Marinakis a little bit. Just he's in the public eye, like he's out there speaking and engaged like that. Okay, like kind of that's nice to see, that your owner is engaging. But when your owner like is it just feels like it's all about him.
Yep.
And I don't think this is a Nuno thing. I think this is an owner thing. And I think when Edu left, it was I think he saw an opportunity to lead the multi-club model that he kind of wanted. And okay, God bless him. He, follow your dreams if that's what you want to do. But I feel like somewhere down the road, that marriage between Marinakis and Edu is going to end horribly as well. While we're on the topic of Forest and playing them on Saturday, new manager bounces, be damned. Not real quick, we can expand on it a little bit, I guess, but lineup wise, who do we want to see? Who are we looking to see in this game and start this game? I think I'll get the obvious choices out of the way with first. Raya in goal, Big Gabby, and Christian Mosquera, presumably. So I think through the middle, it's kind of nice because I think through the middle this team sets itself up. Zubimendi in front of the two center halves, Declan Rice obviously, Martin Odegaard given he's fit. And Gyökeres will start through the middle, presumably. So it really leaves the wide areas, fullbacks, wingers. Where do you guys come down on Real Ryan? I'll start with you. Where do you come down on the fullbacks? And let's throw Ben White's name out there because I'm hearing that he's going to be fit for Saturday. So we'll throw his name into the mix. Who are you starting at fullback, and who are you starting on the wings? I would probably say that right wing probably lines itself up as well. That's going to be Madueke. Anybody disagree with that?
No, yeah, I think that's where we're at. And I actually thought about this for a while because like when is MLS going to get minutes? Like, you know what I mean? Like I obviously want. And I feel like, Calafiori is my most improved player, right? We talked about this before the season started. That's who I thought was going to be. But I don't want him playing every single game. But then he's one of those guys where it's like, if he's healthy, you play him. So I was torn between if I wanted MLS out there to get some starts because that's, I feel like, been the knock on Arteta is where he just runs the same lineup out there. And then when he needs someone, they don't have match fitness. They're not haven't gotten a lot of starts, a lot of time. So when they come out and don't play well, it's like, I feel like it's a little bit on him. So I feel like what will happen is Calafiori will play, Timber will play. What I would like to happen is to see some rotation, but then I feel like it's one of those things like we lost Liverpool. It's like now it's just like now every game is like you just have to win this game. So it's like he's probably just going to go with what he's most comfortable with. And I guess I'm on board with that. I guess, I don't know. Am I a coward? I guess I'd probably do that too. So maybe I'm rolling out, Calafieri and Timber just because, I feel like they've been faultless. They've played well. They've played really, really well. We're at home. We'll probably have, a majority of the ball. So Calafieri could do his maverick roaming gallivanting deal and doesn't have to, worry about tracking back too much, whatever. But, and then obviously I want Eza. I mean, that's just clear. I just feel like I saw enough in the Liverpool game in the 20 minutes that he played. I'd love to see him out left. And then you mentioned midfield, and I feel like Nani will play out right. So I didn't really know about left back, honestly. And I mean, I guess if Ben White's healthy, I don't really know if he'd come in on a game that's a must win. So it's probably going to be Timber. But I didn't know how I felt about Calafieri or MLS because, we talked about this before the season. Like, where are these boys going to get time? You know what I mean? Like, this is Ethan too, right? So I don't know.
Boy, I feel like I could do an entire show on the Ethan Waneri dynamic, I guess is probably the way that I would put it. OG, what's your take here?
I don't know. I don't really think too much about it. I think it's the same thing. I think Odegaard comes in for Mourinho, and I think Eze might be coming in for Martinelli. But other than that, I don't think Calafieri is playing, barring injury. Timber's playing, barring injury. They're not going to bring, even if Ben White's fit, they're not going to start him. I don't know. I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Does Ben White? Let's say that Ben White is fully healthy. Maybe not this weekend, but next weekend against City. But
I don't play him until Timber gets hurt.
But the right side. So here's my question: Ben White, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. Obviously, those three on the right make some magic happen. I have yet to see that magic duplicated with Yuri and Timber in the lineup. His 2 goals against Leeds notwithstanding, those both came from corners. So I don't know what it is about that combination. Would you, my question is, does Ben White start without Bukayo Saka? Or does Ben White now kind of only start games where Bukayo Saka is fit and Saka starts, but maybe White doesn't start all of those games, perhaps? If you understand what I'm asking. So is Ben White starting dependent on Bukayo Saka being healthy and starting as well? OG.
No, he's his own player. He'll play when he needs to play. I don't foresee him playing unless, I mean, they are managing Timber's minutes. I get that, but I don't really foresee it being a thing until we get into the real congestion of fixtures and we play like Port Vale, or like a really like a Pod 4 Champions League game. Which sucks because I like Ben White, but Timber I think is one of the best players on the field week in, week out. So I don't. It's gonna be tough to bring him off the 11 for me.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm just making shit up, but it's just like if he's healthy, he's playing it. But again, at the same time, I don't want to run these guys in the ground and be like, oh, they're hurt. Now we have to. It's just so he's gonna have to find a way that when Timber's healthy, like he can also rest. And he can be rotated with someone else sometimes.
Does that? So I guess this will lead into our kind of 3 up, 3 down kind of thing. Which I guess I'll kind of expand on this in a little bit. But we're gonna do basically just be it 3 players, ideas. Just anything that you've seen that you are pleased with, that excites you. And then we'll do 3 that maybe give you reason for pause. Yes, we are stealing the idea from Arsenal Vision. I will shout them out. I will give them full credit for the idea to do this. But the more that I thought about it, I'm like, oh boy, I have some things I would like to say on that matter. So we're going to do it here. Ideas are not exclusive, but I will give them credit. They're the ones that came up with it. So we'll start with the positives. Actually, maybe we go let's go back and forth. We don't need to do the 3 up and then the 3 down. Let's go back and forth. Real Ryan, I'll start with you. Give me one thing that you've seen over the first 3 games that you're excited about, that gives you hope that this will be the successful season that we want it to be.
I mean, I'll start with the player. I mean, I just mentioned him. I love Calafiori so much. I really do. Loved him last year when he played. I mean, it's not that he's so handsome. I mean, that is the thing, but
Boy, it was just the way you said that. You're like, I love you. I love him so much.
I do. He is handsome, isn't he?
I think you might have a little bit of a crush, man. Look at that big smile on your face.
I do, man. What can I say? But I think he's been really fun to watch, and I just like the positions he picks up. I think he just gives us a completely different element in that position, and he looked great international break. And I know some of these guys are just playing teams that they should smash, but I just like that maverick, he's everywhere type of thing. And if Arteta's going to let him, and it's crazy, right? Like Arteta's so structured about so many things, but he will let Calafiori like do all this shit. And I just think that means a lot. It says a lot about him as a player. And I think it'll only grow and blossom, and he's still super young. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And obviously we know with him and his health, it's so important. So we'll see if he can make it through a full season. That's why I'm so worried about him and just playing game after game after game after game, because it's just like, it seems like a ticking time bomb. But yeah, he's been really fun to watch. Loving what he's doing, loving the way that he's been deployed. And that's been something I've enjoyed for sure.
OG, what you got?
I wasn't going to say specifically him, but I think, I'm going to say it's not really the same thing. But I think just the organized chaos we've had these 3 games, nothing's very cut and dry. I think it's a little more obvious that we have a plan B. I think we give teams definitely like different looks at us, especially when we're pushing forward. We could play on the counter. We could, hold up the ball in the middle third for 5 minutes and then attack. We could go at them with pace. I think there's just so many dynamics to this team this season. And I know the season's still young, and I think there's more to this team. I'm really liking just the chaos and just, I mean, I don't know if it's like chaos, but it's Calafiori is just a perfect example. Just watch Calafiori play. I think that's chaos, but it's somewhat organized chaos. I think Eze will contribute and kind of stir the pot, so to speak, with Calafiori and just this chaos. I don't know if they're necessarily going to be able to play together. It's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, no, I really enjoy just the guessing and nothing. I can't predict where the ball's going to go, or where the players are going to shift and rotate to. It's very I don't want to say surprising. It's not surprising the fact that I'm surprised they're doing it. It's surprising to see the different shapes and different formations we take up when either counterattacking, flat out attacking, or defending.
Mine, at least the first one anyway, is going to be pretty easy. It's Emirates, and I like when that. So let me tell you how this kind of went for me. I believe I'd worked the night before, so I was sleeping when the news came down around 10 a.m. that Kai was going to be out for an extended period of time with a knee injury, somewhere in that time frame. By 2:00, I was awake, didn't have my phone. My phone was upstairs on the charger. I came up to get it, and all hell had broken loose. And all of a sudden, there were like 3 different Ornstein bombs that, as I was coming to Arsenal, that it was a done deal. And it's like, Fabrizio Romano was the same thing. And then it's like double checking with Sammy Mockbell and Ben Jacobs and James McNicholas. It's like everybody's saying the same thing now. This is a done deal. This is happening. And I was just absolutely over the moon, because if I could look back on this transfer window just passed and say, if there was one player that we were linked to that I wanted, it was him. because I feel like even more so than Zubamendi, who I will talk about in a few minutes, I thought he was the player. Eberechieza was the player that could really take us to a new level. I feel like just there is versatility there from him. But he is proficient in multiple positions. He's not a guy that you just kind of plug in here when you need a body. He can do the job there. You could move him over here. He could do the job there, but it's every job that you would get from him might be, say, 70%. That's not him. You're going to get 100% on the left wing. You're going to get 100% if he's playing through the middle, say as a left 8. He's just that player that I think for me takes this to a whole new level for us and helps us get to where we want to be more so than anyone else. I think he's the linchpin to all of this. So that's one of them. I guess I'll kick off the down part of it. And weirdly, now, mind you, this is what I've seen over 3 games. So don't anybody bite my head off. Don't anybody jump down my throat. I have the utmost faith that he will come good, but Zubamendi has not, to me, really hit the ground running with us. Maybe I think it's probably more of a hype thing for me, and maybe my expectations are too high.
What are your expectations for him?
Right now, I guess I kind of don't feel like I've really seen much different from him versus he who shall not be named, for God forbid we offend someone by just
oh my God, Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey. I don't see yet, and again, I do have the utmost faith that Zubamendi that I will see the difference. I haven't seen a huge difference between the two so far.
Do you notice it in games?
No.
Good. That's what you should be. You shouldn't notice it in games. So it's good.
But what I've heard is about his passing, his progressive passing, being in the opponent's half, and the way that he's going to help unlock these low blocks, and the way that he's going to pick out someone running into a channel, getting into a half space, this, that, and the other things. Like he's like the second coming of whoever your best midfielder ever is. I haven't seen it yet. I dare say I feel like last year I probably got more from Partey, but again, Partey had been here for 4 years. So I take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I just kind of don't feel like he's hit the ground running. That's really, I think he's still learning the system that Arteta wants to play. I think he's still getting comfortable with what the expectations from the coaches are, not what his role is. I think I do know. I think he knows what his role is. But I'm also nitpicking because there's really not a lot that I can say.
So why don't we just do 2 up, 2 down?
What's that?
Why don't we have, or we just all do 1 up, 1 down, not instead of 3? Because I honestly think you couldn't be more wrong about Zubamendi right now. It's actually kind of funny watching you talk about it.
Okay. Do you? Is that it? Is it just funny?
No, I think again, I don't think the bar is extremely high because I don't think midfield wise we've had really good games. But he's our best midfielder this season. I think he's playing better than Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is kind of slow start, not fit. Mourinho played 1 game for us, and he was good, but he got tired to 60 minutes. Odegaard not doing anything for me. I think his passing could be better, but I think something I'm noticing with him that I didn't notice with Partey, that I haven't noticed with this team, Zubamendi is taking chances. He's trying to find that ball. He's trying to make that through pass, and it gets blocked a lot. But I'm okay with that. I'd rather have him constantly try to make that long pass, that through ball, and get it blocked every time, except for that one time, and that'll lead to a goal. rather than him just recycling the ball and doing what you guys like to call plan A, the horseshoe of death, and him just passing. He's taking chances, and that's what I want to see in this midfield, and that's how we're going to win games. That's how we're going to win the league, is if we take chances, and that's something that Partey never really did. Partey was a carrier, whereas Zubimendi's a passer.
Yeah.
I think Zubimendi's doing a good job.
I don't think he's doing a bad job. Again, I take what you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, I muted myself to cough. I think he could be doing a better job, but I think he's our best midfielder so far in 3 games. So I wouldn't say he's down.
Wow. Real Ryan?
Yeah, I think Zubimendi's been really good. I know what you're saying. Like, maybe is it aesthetics? Like, because I'm not seeing it on the field where I'm like, man, he's really struggling out here. Now I think I think he understood, especially against Liverpool, like what's up with the power and pace that I think this league can offer. I don't think he's like a speed demon or anything, so he's going to have to be careful, being back there. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I agree with Ryan. Like, that's what I've honestly been wanting for a while. Like, if you're gonna build the best defense in the world, like, dude, take some fucking risks. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, I'm okay with it. And not to like go back so many years, but like a player that I'm sure we all loved, probably the best player in the Emirates era, was Alexis Sanchez. And what was he doing? Just turning the ball over all the time. But he would take the chance, and on the off chance that it worked, we know what happened when it worked.
You're a genius if it works. You're a bum if it doesn't.
Right. And I know different positions and all that. And I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want Zubimendi to turn the ball over as much as Sanchez did. But I guess my point is that, like, I want someone who's going to do something different. Because to Ryan's point again, is if he doesn't do that, we're just cycling out wide, and then it's just going to turn into the horseshoe thing that we all hate. So I'm good with it. I haven't seen it. I'm not disagreeing with you. And you might say, like, man, this guy, he's supposed to be the best 6 in the world. Like, I thought I'd be seeing a little bit more, which is also fair too. So
it's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm going to disagree with him. That's fine.
I think it's just more the expectation and everything that I heard he would be coming into all of this. And it's like, he really, I mean, maybe he's not the marquee signing of the summer because of Eza coming in, and especially the circumstances under which Eza came in. But it's not a far cry to say that he was supposed to be. If you think that Eza is the marquee signing of the summer, that it was supposed to be Zubimendi, because we've been working on this deal since February. It was a deal that the skids were greased for this deal under Edu, back before Berta even took over. So it's more, I think, an expectation and hype thing with me than it is what my eyes are actually telling me. You gotta
look at it too. Like, and this is, I don't, we're not here to talk about other teams all the time, but like, what's Wirtz been doing? You know what I mean? Well, so just like my point is that, like, this dude moved for, whatever it was, and it's just
twice what we got Zubimendi for.
So right, so I'm looking at that, and I'm not even saying he's bad, but I guess my point is that if we're just gonna think about hype and transfer value and whatever, it's just like, well,
yeah,
like it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time for these guys to figure the league out a little bit. So yeah, I think he's looked good in the games, but yeah, maybe there's
he hasn't looked out of place.
Sure.
If that makes what I'm saying any better, he hasn't looked out of place. Like I said, I think it's just an expectation thing with me. Real Ryan, keep us going here. What
we doing up, down? What we doing?
We just kind of ranted on one of my downs. So what do you got on a down for us?
It's funny, like Ryan like briefly mentioned it, but like Declan Rice is a slow starter, isn't he? I feel like he, and I feel like with guys that are kind of like that build, like once they really get rolling, you know what I mean? They're just like unstoppable, kind of like what we saw, at the end of last year. I thought he's probably one of the best midfielders in the world. Just absolutely ran games like on his own. So he'll get there.
Yeah.
But it feels like he's been a little bit of a passenger, to kind of start the season, and maybe that's just more time with the new midfield, and just new players and just not, feeling 100% acclimated with everybody, when we had Kai's dropping deep, helping building up. Maybe Declan does different things when he has, that there. Now we obviously know Gyökeres is trying to push and make runs, and maybe the spacing isn't all there. But yeah, so I think once he unlocks that and just gets to full fitness and starts to get ahead of steam, I think he'll be fine. But just for now, a little slow for me. Love Declan, my guy, but it's just it's not a thing that I don't think we've seen. I think he had an injury the year before, kind of start off slow. So yeah, nitpicking again, like we say.
I mentioned in a show before, and this will be all I say on Declan. He looks heavy to me, like he just kind of like plodding along right now. Like he doesn't look like he's sharp. And I had said, I wonder if he's not carrying some sort of a knock. I wonder if there's something that's bothering him right now. That's just kind of what it looks like to although I think the Liverpool game, I thought he was fantastic in the Liverpool game. I like watching him and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. This is the Declan Rice that I'm used to seeing. He was energetic. He was on the front foot. He was doing the things that for the most part, doing things that we have come to know and love from Declan Rice. So, OG, I'll just say if you want to add anything on Declan Rice, and then give me a down.
No, just real quick. I think you both kind of perfectly summed it up. It's like he's heavy. Like I think he still does. How do I explain this? He still does his job. Like he's still everywhere on the pitch. He still is an engine. But the sharpness is just not there. And it's so funny. I can't really explain it. I can't really quantify it because he has an engine still. And that's why I don't really want to say he's heavy, because he has the engine. It's just the sharpness, like the finer points of his game are just a tad off.
Yeah.
And I think especially with like Eze and Madueke players that, new players that are going to aid in the attack, I think they'll make him look better and make him potentially do less in the attack, which again will make him look better in the areas that we actually will need him. But yeah, one of my downs is, and I'm just gonna kind of compound. I wrote down two. I'm gonna compound them kind of into one. And it really is the overarching one is injuries. But specifically, I'm gonna kind of talk about Kai Havertz. And like, listen, I'm not saying he's more important than Saka and Saliba. But I think I wrote Kai and I wrote injuries down. So I'm just going to talk about both of them. And, the injuries, I didn't expect them to hit us this hard this early. Knock on wood, this could be a good thing because maybe we'll be all healthy come the end of the season. But yeah, no, injuries suck. And Kai is, for me, the most disappointing just because he was bulking up. He looked like a brick shit house, and I was very excited to see him play. I was very exciting to see him work alongside Gyökeres, or potentially like just kind of get a feel of how they're going to play with each other, not with each other, who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench. And I also, something I really didn't talk about in talking about the Liverpool game, Kai Havertz was someone I wanted to start. I think, I don't want to say I wanted him to start. I think, obviously, armchair quarterbacking this, Kai Havertz was perfect for that Liverpool game. I think Kai Havertz would have excelled greatly in the Liverpool game. It was just his kind of game. It wasn't a Gyökeres game. Obviously, hindsight is a beautiful thing, and we didn't have that. And obviously, before the game, I probably would have said I wanted to start Gyökeres, but this was a Kai Havertz game, and it was very upsetting that we couldn't even bring him on later on and make that difference. Because I think he could have been a really big difference come the end of the game. But yeah, no, I think it's a big blow, and someone like him, it's funny because everything that he isn't is kind of what Gyökeres is. I mean, they're both finishers, I guess. But I think Gyökeres is a big physical dude. Kai Havertz isn't. So what did Kai do? Kai kind of bulked up, and Kai was like, okay, cool. I'm going to try to be like Gyökeres. That way we could both kind of just mirror each other and the team won't skip a beat. The team won't have to cater to Kai. The team won't have to cater to Gyökeres. It's just essentially a similar player. But yeah, I had high hopes for Kai. I don't know if it was on this show. I know Mike over at Not Another Arsenal podcast did like a thing where over under, I think it was a show. It was over under 21.5 starts for Kai Havertz, and I was like over easy. I really thought he was going to kind of come into his own and do his thing. Yeah, he's very upset. Hopefully he gets back relatively soon and he could show everybody kind of what he's been up to while he's been rehabbing.
Yeah, I mean, my only comment would be the injury thing. I mean, I agree with everything you said about Kai. And it's funny because we look at all of the people who moaned and cried about that signing a couple of years ago, and now we're all like, we need him. Like, how integral is a part of our squad is he? And all this talk of needing a new number 9 and all this and that, and it's like, where we got one, and now we're crying for the guy that we had, for 2/3 of the season last season. Real Ryan, do you want to add anything on Kai?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I would have started him for sure against Liverpool. He gives
100%.
He gives Liverpool problems. Remember, he's the one that got Konate sent off, the other year. Like he's the one Van Dijk felt the need to kick out on him and got under his skin. Like, yeah, dude, Kai would have absolutely balled in that game. So it's just like it's so annoying that he's not healthy, because God, I would have really loved him out there in that game. And I mean, it is what it is. All right. It's something we've had to deal with seemingly 2 years in a row now with this stuff. But yeah, I mean, Ryan makes just great points as usual, that this was definitely, if there was ever a game for Kai where we were and everything going on, like this was one for sure. So, I mean, I really want to give him a lot of credit for, what he did to his body in the summer. So just, it breaks my heart that, he had to get that scope and get some stuff cleaned out, but that's not a bad thing to have. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not ACL. It's not an Achilles or anything. So I'm pretty sure he'll be back and be fine. But yeah, it's just the timing is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. The only other thing, the injuries would have been one of mine. So we'll just knock that one. We'll just knock that one out as we're here. Is it crazy? Because I think now a lot of people are starting to kind of say this. Is there something with I don't want to say with the medical staff, but is there something in the water? Is there a way that we're training, not stretching properly, something that we're doing or not doing that are I mean, this is just insane to see these injuries, the severity of them, the nature of them. And now we're almost right back. The shoulder, Odegaard shoulder, is understandable. All right. That one, like, that makes sense. We see that. But is anybody going down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole of our physio department isn't quite up to snuff here? Like, training is it? I mean, who was it? Alex asked, I believe, amount of minutes played, intensity of training. I don't know what it is. But I'm starting to buy into, is there a conspiracy here of our training, our stretching, whatever it is, our warm-ups are not good. I mean, how do you roll an ankle in warm-ups prior to a game, for crying out loud?
What? It's so easy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to throw the Saliba one in there too, because I just feel like
that's like,
I mean, I've rolled my ankle plenty of times and I have a reason for having done it, but running isn't one of them. So did he roll it on a ball? Did he step on someone's foot? What did he do? Did he step in a hole?
I don't know.
Is there
but
a
you
hole?
can't...
Is there a hole in the pitch at Anfield?
Rolling your ankle is very different than a hamstring injury, than a knee injury.
I understand that because the hamstring can just go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what you just said does.
I'm pulling on personal experience. And I have so much calcium built up in my ankles from rolling both of them that it looks like I have 2 ankle bones. So I can speak intelligently on this. You don't just walk and roll an ankle. You don't just run and roll an ankle.
But he did it.
Your ankle isn't rolling on its own. That's not a thing that happens. So what did he do? So what did he do?
But
that's the one that there was something else there.
you don't roll an ankle.
Not that
because
I will say, not that it matters if he like, if he, I don't even know. I don't even know if he stepped on someone's foot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
you don't roll an ankle because of overtraining. You don't roll an ankle because you're
Right.
drinking the water. So I think
that
the
I
rolling of
understand.
Saliba's ankle should be in Odegaard's camp, where it's like, okay, we get it. Like, this
to
shit
my
happens.
point is the pregame warm up. Then is there an intensity level there that just simply doesn't need to exist? That he's out there and he's rolling an ankle because he's trying to put in a tackle on somebody. He steps on their foot and rolls it.
Nah, I don't think so.
I rolled an ankle walking to go pick up my child from the chair. Like,
you also just learned how to
Ryan.
walk. So
exactly. No, but like, yeah, I step on like a toy. I step on something. Like, it's just something.
That's what I'm saying. So what did he do?
I don't know. I didn't see the video, but I don't know. Are we saying the same thing? I don't know. I don't equate Saliba's injury to a Saka or Kai injury, to like, oh, what's in the water. I equate Saliba's injury to Odegaard's injury, where it's like, yep, shit happens. He got hurt, unlucky. It's on us. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. Whereas, like, we talk about the Jesus tearing his ACL, Saka getting hurt, Kai getting hurt. Like, to me, those are different stories. And
Gabriel.
Am I drinking?
Well, and this is Jesus' second knee surgery.
Yeah. Well, second for this team. I think he's had.
Well, he may have had more, but it's the second since he's been here.
Yeah. He's had more before here. Now, am I drinking? Am I looking into it? Am I worried? Am I thinking about it? Yes. Am I going to go down that rabbit hole and explore it? No. I'm just going to see the hole. I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. It's a thing. It's something
and if you see the hole, make sure you step over it.
Yeah, it's something that like crosses my mind, because it's like, but I would never like, I'm not gonna bang that drum, dig into it, and go through the injury record and what the pitch looks like and how they water the grass, the Emirates. I'm just, no, I don't. It sucks, but I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it. It is what it is. Like, it's just unlucky.
Yeah, it's only annoying because it just doesn't happen to fucking Liverpool. That's the thing.
Does it happen? I mean, I can't say because I can't say it doesn't happen.
Right? Like, Chelsea's missing Cole Palmer, Levi Kohler tore his ACL. Like, other teams are having injuries.
United and Tottenham had real bad injury.
Yeah, we just don't care as much, and I'm not.
City had injury problems last year. Yeah,
totally.
It's just not. It's just not Liverpool. It's very frustrating.
That's why it's frustrating. It's like, and look, like, I don't want, and I know Elliot talks about this all the time. And he says, he doesn't even care about signings, but if you could promise him that all of our normal players would play all 38 games, we'd win the title in a landslide. And at some point, I'm like, well, shit, like, I kind of believe that. And that's why, like, when I look at Liverpool, if they ever had like for like injuries, like, they'd be absolutely toast. So that's why, last season it's a thorn in my side, because all things considered, that team with those injuries should have finished like sixth. But we figured out a way, but hook or by crook, and got second and still got into the semis of the Champions League final. But like, the injuries are just, of course, I think it's one of those things, we know how good we are when we're healthy. So when these things keep happening, it just frustrates us to no end. So we go down the rabbit hole of like, what the hell is going on?
And that's
my realty. You know what I mean? Like, why are all the guys like just can't stay healthy?
Injuries are a part of sport. But when we're having the same things over and over again, okay, so take William Saliba and Martin Odegaard, out of this equation. I feel like I was arguing with myself on the William Saliba.
That's
thing.
why I was very confused.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. But
I mean, you've done it before, so it's fine.
Why you got to bring up old shit?
Sorry.
I just, it's one hamstring. Now it's now this guy's got a hamstring. Now it's a knee. And now this guy's got a knee. And now there's another hamstring and another hamstring. And there's another knee. It's like all of these things. Like, for me, it's just, what are we doing or not doing that is creating these problems? It is, I mean, ultimately, there's nothing more to be said than it's just, it happens. Yeah. But, the why is it happening to us, and why is it happening to, Bukayo Saka now 2 years in a row, and hamstrings are not injuries that you Like there's going to be significant risk. Everybody jumped down my throat. I said, look, if Bukayo Saka, if we're doing well through this next stretch of games between now and the next international break in October, let him be. Don't even play him. Don't even give him a shirt. But I got my head ripped off over that. If he's healthy, he plays.
That doesn't fix it though. You know what I mean? It's like
that's what I mean. But it's like
them just not playing doesn't mean he's not going to get hurt the next time he plays. You know what I mean? Right. So it's just like guys like, well, just let him sit out for 10 games in a row and just get him right, dude. He can come out and ping it.
Well, there are injuries that is a thing. The hamstring is not one of them.
Right, hamstrings are crazy because they just can be like, look at Reece James, right? Like they just are so recurring, and it's just that's what we all worry about is we just don't want him to be someone who just constantly is start with multiple hamstring injuries all the time. So yes, like once you get him in a bad one, and he had surgery, I'm just as worried. But I don't know if it's like he just needs to not play as much. I don't know if I'm fully on board with that. I know there's a lot of data with like, you actually need to play more to prevent injuries. So I'm not a doctor. I don't know what numbers they're crunching back there, but yeah, it's just, it's tough. I agree. I don't really have a stance on what I think the training staff should or shouldn't do or, whatever. But yeah, it's just, I just don't.
I also think hamstrings are just one of those injuries where like, it's just a high risk no matter what you do. Cause you're risking it by playing it, by getting it pinged and getting hurt, but you're also like, you need to play to strengthen it. And like the way you get better and the way you make the hamstring better is by playing on it. So it's like, you're damned if you, damned if you don't. So like, I get, because I saw your tweet and I get what you were saying. And I didn't agree or disagree, like, because I understood where you were coming from. And I was like, okay, I get it. But like, I think you have to play him because he is one of the better players, if not the best player on the team. And he's going to definitely aid in our attack. But also, too, like, that's how the way you strengthen a hamstring is by playing and, getting the cardio, getting the work in. So, look, you're kind of forced to play. Now, obviously, you don't want to play him too soon. You don't want to be like, oh, he's finally like 100%. Like, okay, like put him in right away. No, like, yeah, I get it. You want maybe give him a game, have him play like 80% in the U21s, and I'm not saying definitely do that, but you need to definitely be cautious, especially it being a hamstring injury. And but I will say a little positivity, or maybe not, however you want to look at it. It's the hamstring in his other leg. He did the other hamstring last season. Now this one. So I mean, obviously, I think we're all sitting here saying we don't want any injuries to happen to him. But if you're going to get a hamstring injury, I would rather him get it in the other leg. I obviously don't want
it. See, I'm the opposite. Now I'm worried about both of them. Whereas I was only worried about one. Now I'm worried about both.
Well, yeah, but if he keeps hurting the same leg, like, to me, you're not like it's worse.
I agree with Ryan on that. I think if he hit the same hamstring that he was out half the year for last year, I'd be very concerned.
I would be distraught. Yeah.
I'm just going to get Hers FC all fired up by saying that they need to invest in the TB12 method. Pliability, baby. Pliability. That's all it is. I can't wait to see the comment on that one. OG, give me something else positive. Let's get off this negativity train. Let's get back on the positivity.
Ooh,
give me one more. We'll each do one more and then we'll move on because we're almost at an hour here. So
yeah, I'm gonna give two. One's kind of a joke. The quick joke is positive would be Gabriel Jesus. He's getting back to health, which is good. Only because I want to sell him in January. So I'm happy about that. We could potentially sell him in January and make some money. I mean, I don't know how much, but whatever. We could sell him in January. That'd be nice. No, but seriously, positive for me is Max Dowman. And I know like this isn't news to anybody. I didn't expect him to play, especially this early on. Like I knew he shined in the preseason games, but that happens. Last season, Aiden Heaven, Josh Nichols, they were great. Ethan Waneri was like the talk of the town, and he didn't really play either. So I don't know. He's 15, Max Dowman. I expected him to make benches. I expected him to be on the bench and get that, I guess like game time. I get what, not game time, but like game atmosphere experience with being with the first team, traveling,
just being around them,
being around the team for game days. But I didn't really accept him to play. But not even that, to be brought on at Anfield is insane. Like Arteta obviously really trusts him, and a 15 to really trust him is insane. And yeah, he's a player, and it's just funny too. Like you know, I watched his highlights when he played in the U19s against Spain, and he got fouled 10 times in one half. And it's just funny because now everyone's like, "Oh, he's a diver. He likes to dive." But if you watched, because the clips somewhere on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, if you look, they're like he's getting fouled. I mean, are they like the craziest tackles? Probably not, but they're fouled. At one point, he drew a penalty in the box. The Spain defender just like kicked him. Didn't like it wasn't a dive. He just was like, "Right, yeah, I'm tired of this kid." He just kicked him. So, you know, he's definitely something to look out for. And, you know, if he's getting us penalties in the Premier League, which he did for us against Leeds, you know, why not? Why not play him? Why not play him in the, you know, bring him on the 80th minute for like 10 minutes, give him a run, and just get in the box. Maybe some tired legs will trip you up, get us a penalty. And obviously you don't want to win that way. You don't want to have to rely on that. But I mean, at one point in the preseason, I think he got us a penalty in like 3 games, and now he got us a penalty against Leeds. I mean, he's a tricky dude. Long story short, he's a tricky dude, and it's awesome. He's only 15. You know, he made I don't know how the UEFA rules work for Champions League, but he like made the roster, but he can't play until he's 16. So he made the roster. So like we intend on playing him. So that's just awesome. I'm happy for him, and hopefully he doesn't grow up too fast in the fact that he doesn't get ahead of himself, because he's a real talent. I hope that we can like kind of nurture it and he can grow into a serious player. Because I know people are talking about him being the greatest England player to ever play. Let's tone it down. He's 15.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah. Day at a time. But yeah, I'm very, very positive and very happy for Max Dowman.
Yeah, real Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before, and I think after the window, just the depth that we've built, and just the 2 players we basically have for every position. And a lot of times, like right now, you obviously want to be starting, you know, the guys that we all love, but I think like later in the season with the games that'll pile up, it's just going to be so nice to be able to have, you know, this rotation piece and this depth. Like, I mean, the best case that I can make for it is we literally went to Anfield, no Saka, no Kai, Odegaard didn't start, and Saliba went out 2 minutes into the game, and we put up a hell of a fight and didn't embarrass ourselves. And a lot could say maybe we should have, you know, at least left with the draw, but played them, you know, really good at Anfield. And that's because now, you know, we have the rotation and the depth that can cover for these positions, and it's not, you know, a thing where we're completely lost. So I couldn't feel better about the lineups now that we put out. You know, I think it gives Arteta, you know, a lot of tactical flexibility, which Ryan touched on earlier, and, you know, the different things that we can do and the different ways that we can play teams. And I do think it's a huge strength that, you know, we can, however you want to play, like we can do it. You know what I mean? And we might see some of that in some of these games. You know, you want us to, you know, play a low down tactical, you know, thugged out game like we'll probably play against Inter and against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, or do we want to push a little bit and run and gun a little bit more and you know, push the ball out wide and really get after you if you leave a space and whatever. So I feel like we have the players and we have the depth to do that in basically any game against any team. And it's so comforting to go into any game where I don't feel like we're mismatched in really any area. And hopefully, you know, that means that at the end of the year, you know, there's some special things that will win because of it.
Yeah, you got a positive you want to throw out there for us?
What's that?
I said, do you have a positive on top of all of that?
Well, that's it. The depth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just all right.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, it's we've talked about so much, and I had things like I had stuff, and I'm like, maybe I ought to start writing it down. I didn't forget. It's just like I feel like we've talked about it already, you know, in one way, shape, or form. Like I don't want to chime in on the Max Dowman stuff because I would take it in a different direction. I know I would go off on a tangent on it and take it in a different direction. I will just say that OG, you and I talked about this over the summer during a show. How do we get what do we do with Max Dowman? Right? We talked about it like, okay, I mean, you said he'll be around the first team. He's probably not going to play a whole lot. He'll see a lot of, he'll get a lot of his minutes with the U21s. He's here, man. He's playing. That's it. And the only thing I will say is I am very curious as to how this will affect Ethan Winery. And yes, I know Max is coming in on the right wing, and Ethan is playing, he's supposed to be the understudy to Martin Odegaard, but I'm very curious as to how this affects Ethan Winery and his minutes going forward, because it obviously had an effect during the Liverpool game. Because
I was going to say it's gonna affect him.
Yeah, this is where I don't want to go negative here with Arteta.
You need one more negative. Come on.
I mean, okay, if you want it, I'll give it to you. So far through preseason and 3 games into the season, I've seen nothing different from overall. Overall, I've seen. Did you really just turn off the baby monitor while your beautiful baby?
No, I muted my mic.
Oh, okay. So you're just listening to him scream. No, I'm kidding. I'm hoping that it is just okay. A lot of new players. Everybody's getting used to things. We're going to be doing things. We're going to try to do things differently. But what I have seen things. Yes, I have seen differences in play, but overall, I've seen the same thing that I saw last year, that I saw the year before, and I saw the year before that. And I just think that somewhere in Mikel Arteta's psyche, he thinks that possession is what wins you the game. Like if you have the higher possession percentage, you will win the game. Like that is what counts. It's goals scored. I don't give a shit if you have 2% possession. If you score 3 goals and that 2% possession, that's probably a good thing. It worries me. I've seen the same things. I'm seeing guys barrel up the pitch only to stop inexplicably, turn around, stand there, look at their watch, read the newspaper, have a cup of coffee, waiting for everybody else to join the play. Why? What are okay? Are you afraid to get injured? So you don't want to run that fast? Why does it take everybody so long to catch up? And it's not always the same people. It's everybody. So that worries me. I do worry that I said about bringing in a number 9, that all of the comps that we saw of Šeško and Gyökeres over the summer, they're highlight reels. They're highlight reels. But how does it translate to us? How does it fit in with? Show me something that one of them did that we would look at and say, I see that translating to what we do. I struggle with Gyökeres fitting in here real well. I'm just not sure it's going to happen, because I just don't think Arteta plays that way. And I think these guys have played under him long enough that it's going to be very, very hard for them to all of a sudden open up and play a different way to accommodate Gyökeres. So unless he can adapt to our style of play, I'm not sure this is going to work. I hate to be negative. It's just kind of one of those things that I've been like thinking about all day. Like, what do we talk about? It's an international break. It's here again. It's 3 matches under our belt. There's not a lot of stuff on tape for right now. This is one of those things that I kept coming back to. And the Liverpool game, look, flip Liverpool and Leeds, my tone is infinitely different. Not infinitely different, but it's different. But Liverpool is the last blush, right? That's what's fresh in the mind. as of right now. And the way that we played was atrocious. This leads into something that we'll talk about real quick. OG, you brought it up. Marino, you sent me a text about it. So, Real Ryan, I'm catching you off guard with this because I didn't throw this out.
Yep. I'm ready.
But, OG, you said, did we really play conservative, seeing Marino score 3 goals, score the hat trick for Spain? I'll just answer the question. Yes, we played conservative. I will say this. That being said, I have not seen one of the goals that he scored yesterday for Spain in the hat trick. I don't know what position he played. I don't know the context of the goals that he scored. I don't watch a lot of international soccer. I just don't, because I don't care. I don't watch my guys play for their national teams because a lot of them don't play the same role for their national team that they play for us. Their responsibilities are completely different. They're asked to do something totally different from what Arteta and Arsenal are asking them to do. So I really just don't. I'll watch the World Cup because it's the World Cup. But these international friendlies, I just stay healthy. If you're going to make them play, stay healthy. That's all I care about. So if either of you saw the goals, translate it to the way that we played at Liverpool and change my mind that the two aren't just completely separate topics, because I think they are.
Yeah, he played the same position he played against Liverpool. He played that right 8 that you talked about.
Okay.
So it's funny. I didn't think we were conservative before Liverpool. I just said, Mikel Merino's a dual winner in the midfield, so maybe. And we're not starting Jose. We're playing. To me, the conservatism wasn't even about Mourinho. It was about Martinelli. But I posed the question because people it's funny. It's like all the podcasts I listen to and everything on social media was like, oh, we were conservative because of Mourinho. No, we were conservative, in my opinion, because of Martinelli. I think Mourinho, if anything, offers us more of an attack. I think Mourinho's going to score goals. And Odegaard kind of injured, so I think we had to kind of, I don't know. I guess my question would be who would be playing for Odegaard instead of Mourinho. It would probably be Ranieri. So people think, oh, okay, so Mourinho is definitely conservative and play. I guess in that respect, comparing it to Ranieri, yes. But Mourinho has scored more goals for us than Ranieri, or for the first team. So I mean, I don't think it was conservative at all to play Mourinho. But again, I posed the question because of the hat trick, because of what people are saying. And no, I don't think we're conservative. I think Mourinho got the hat trick in the same position he was playing against Liverpool. Every goal was pretty nice. He was in a nice position in the box, except the third goal. I'm pretty sure he got it from outside the box. But the third goal was probably his best goal. Yeah, it was a very nice goal.
Yes.
Okay, so if he did that for Spain, why didn't he do it for us?
Because Spain was playing Turkey and we were playing at Anfield against Liverpool, one of the best teams in the world.
So what did he do differently?
Well, I mean, Spain could do whatever.
I don't know if he did anything different. All right, let's put it this way: Spain beat Turkey 6-0.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a much easier opponent. I don't.
But you don't. So you okay? So is this more? Okay. So is the question then? Okay, you disagree that we played conservatively at Anfield?
No. We didn't play conservatively based on our 11. I think our tactics and what we implemented. Did we
play? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't. I think we both played bad football, both of us. Well, no, hold on. I don't think overall we didn't. I think we played conservative in the fact that Liverpool was so bad. We should have took it to them more. But would I label our football conservative? No, I wouldn't.
What would you label it as? Real Ryan, jump in here at any point.
It's not like we sat back there.
Label, maybe balance. I don't know.
2 banks of 4. You know what I mean? We weren't trying to just soak it up and just
put them
on the break. We played them straight up. You know what I mean? And
I would say balance.
We had more shots, more possession, more everything. And so I think Ryan's right. I think we know Martinelli was out there because we thought that Liverpool was going to give us more of a fight offensively. And then we kind of shot ourselves in the foot because they weren't doing shit. And we probably could have just threw Eze out there and just played him. That's the only real sub. I mean, if you really want to get, we wouldn't change anything back line. Odegaard just, I don't know how it works, but, maybe they said, hey, he can only play 30. The shoulder's not right, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I know what we talked about before. If if you're on the, if you're on the match day squad, like you can start when you start.
To be able to play.
Yeah. So, and then we played Rice, we played Zubimendi. We knew Sack was out, played midweek. It's literally Joker is no Kai. It's just Martinelli. Like that's well, Trossard couldn't play. He was still injured, so it was just like, do we want to throw Eze out there since he got here 5 minutes ago? And Arteta was like, nah. And maybe
we were worried about Salah, who did nothing.
Okay, so back to Marino. If he does this for Spain, so I mean, the difference is not simply the opponent. It's just not. You don't say, oh, well, they played Turkey, we played Liverpool. Okay, well,
that's not just that. That's a big reason. It's probably the majority of the reason.
If we go after Liverpool, do we beat them?
Had we known what they were going to do, yeah.
So
nobody knew.
Okay, but why didn't we change anything? I'm asking you a question you can't possibly answer. But you get my point. 15 minutes into that game, we saw what they were about.
Yeah, we're not making a sub at 20 minutes.
I didn't need to make a sub. I don't think anybody, barring Madueke or Martinelli, and the only reason I'm even going to throw Martinelli in there is because I saw him close to the goal line. He at least made runs. He made poor decisions at the ends of those runs, but he made the run. Everybody else, it was the horseshoe of death for the greater part of our possession. Was the horseshoe of death.
I disagree.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
What did we create?
We had so many times. Again,
I know. I said
we had no end product.
Madueke.
We were in the positions to make things happen. We just didn't make it happen.
So then is it on Marino to shoot more? Because I don't recall him taking a shot against Liverpool.
As far as on his to do, he didn't really have the ball in the attacking third, really.
So he plays the same position, scores 3 goals for Spain, coming from quote unquote the same position. If it really is just down to opponent, then make the adjustment in the game within the game. So that comes back to Arteta. Either way, it comes back to Arteta because it's either Marino. Your job here isn't to shoot. Your job is to do something
the adjustment.
Else. You can't think
to make the adjustment, you would have to bring off Martinelli. That there's no I don't understand what you're trying to say. Like there's no. Mourinho was there. He won duels. He snuffed Liverpool. He was also a reason why Liverpool looked so bad. I agree wholeheartedly
with that. I'm trying to find the parallel that people are drawing, or the lack of a parallel. If he's playing the same position, he scored 3 for Spain. Take the opponent into consideration. The other 9 players on the field for Arsenal are not playing the same positions as the 9 outfield players for Spain and Turkey are. If you look at especially if you look at Mourinho's first 2 goals, he was unmarked in the box. Liverpool, I will give them credit. They squeezed Gilchrist out. Okay.
Martinelli couldn't do anything. Madueke was our only attack. And Madueke was our only attack, and Madueke was playing next to Mourinho, and Mourinho's job. And what's funny too is, I think he did play Odegaard position. I saw him a lot of times in that left midfield space. He was on the left side a lot. I'm not saying that's where he played. He was kind of all over the midfield. So he kind of occupied different spaces for Arsenal than when I saw him play for Spain. And again, I didn't watch a whole 90 minutes of him playing for Spain. I saw the goals and a couple random highlights, and he was mostly on the right side. But against Liverpool, he was on the left side. That I know for sure. So
so my question then is, what would we want in this situation going forward? What do we want from him?
For Mourinho?
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, I want him to win the midfield and win the ball in the midfield and facilitate the attack. I don't need him to attack. I don't want him to score goals. If we're playing at our best, we should not need him to score goals. We should not have, if he scores, that's great, but we should not be relying on him to put on the performance he put on for Spain against Turkey. We shouldn't need that. Based on Manweke, Gil Koresh, big signing, Eze, big signing. Even you could add Manweke because he's also a big signing. Like it's,
let me throw this out.
It's so different
because I don't really know where he fits. I don't know what he is. He's not really a box to box. He's not okay. He's not a 6.
No.
Okay. Is he really an 8? Is he really a box to box kind of guy?
Yeah,
I mean, that would be the closest thing as far as a midfielder that I would classify him as.
To me, he's Aaron Ramsey, except he's better in the actual midfield. He actually wins duels. He can facilitate in the final third. Aaron Ramsey just plays as like a second striker, even though on the field tactically he lines up as an 8.
So here's one. We saw what he did last year coming in as a striker when we had no other option. Is there a shout for him to play striker against City? If we can't score with Gyökeres through the middle, is there a shout that, hey, bring Marino? Okay, we'll start with Gyökeres, right? And we'll see what we get. If we get nothing, if we can't do anything with him, like we couldn't against Liverpool, change it up. There's got to be a shout that the guy can score. Marino, we've seen this now. Marino can score. If you didn't believe your eyes from last season, coming in and scoring some of the goals that he has scored, look at what he did for Spain. So we know he can strike the ball. So is there not a shout that maybe he's the backup number 9 right now until Kai comes back?
No, you just put him if we really need a goal from him and we're bringing him on, chances are we need a goal from him late in the game. We're just going to bring him in for a midfielder. We're not going to bring him in for Gyökeres straight up. It doesn't make sense. If we need a goal, if you're talking about us needing a goal, we're then just going to take off like Declan Rice or Zubamendi. We're not going to take off Gyökeres.
Well, he just said that he's not a 6, so he's not coming on for Zubamendi.
No. Again, you just said we need a goal, so he will come on.
I didn't say we need a goal. I said, you
just said we need someone to score.
I never said that. I did not say that at all.
Repeat your question then, because
he can score.
Yeah.
And if we are in need of a backup striker, is that him?
But if we need a backup striker,
this is what I said. If we're going to start Gyökeres and we get nothing from him, we're 2-2. We're 2-2. I fully expect us to beat Forest. So I'm jumping ahead to City. We're 2-2. All right. We need a goal, but okay, you say we need a goal. Is it out? Yeah. Is it outside so is Marino not a viable option for that?
To come on for Gyökeres? No.
I wouldn't do that. Striker, right? Like he can come on in midfield and still take positions.
Exactly.
So if Gyökeres has given us nothing, but we've scored twice.
Who's scoring? Can you tell me who's scoring the 2 goals?
Madueke and Eze.
Okay. Got it.
But you want to bring someone on for Gyökeres. Okay, so you're going to take off Declan Rice, goal scoring threat. You're going to take off Zubamendi. That's not like for like. That now you're opening yourself up because we all agree he's not a 6. If Odegaard is fit, he's playing. Do you bring him on there and put him at the right? At the
same time, like if we're chasing the game, we got to take out structural positions too a little bit, right?
And that's so the striker thing for me. What I'm saying is he offers something different than Gyökeres does in that position because he didn't play the same way that Kai played last year when he came in and replaced him. But what I'm asking is like everybody's making such a big deal about these goals that he scored, but then it's like, but I don't want him to score goals. Well, wait,
no.
You're
I didn't
praising the goal scoring, and then you but that's not. That's not what I wanted to do.
I didn't say I didn't want to score. If we're attacking, if we're playing the way we should be playing, if these signings that we brought in are playing just like at their level, we don't need goal. We don't need him to score. I'm not saying dude, if he scores, hats off to him.
Right, yeah.
But like, if you look like, sorry, let's say we end the season, right? We're champions. We win a trophy, the Premier League champions. Doesn't really matter what it is. You look at top goal scorers, we shouldn't see. That's what I'm saying. That's what. Yeah, we shouldn't see him. If we're doing what we should be doing, he should not be like, I don't know. I mean, maybe fifth, but he should. I would say probably not top 5. Like, just because that's
certainly not going to be. He's not going to be top for us or in the league.
No, for us.
Okay, but he wouldn't. He shouldn't be there. Yes, you're right. He shouldn't be there.
But if he's a backup striker, he would be there.
I'm saying right now with Kai out through injury. I'm not saying when Kai comes back that he takes up second choice striker.
Yeah.
I'm saying he offers something different. And if we know he can score, we know he can put the ball in the net. So if Gyökeres is offering us nothing, if it's just not working with him, you either continue to beat yourself in the head with the hammer for whatever reason, or you change it up, you stop this, you do something different, and hopefully it feels good.
My stop that would be, you could bring on Winieri. There's a lot more attacking.
You would bring Winieri on and play him through the middle?
I would rather play Winieri than Mourinho. I think Mourinho, to me, is a midfielder. He's not a striker. I might
be misunderstanding your.
I'm going to say, I guess I'm going to say you're trying to.
No. I may be misunderstanding your mentality behind the Mourinho. Just the idea.
Mourinho to me is a midfielder. I don't want to see him in our front three ever. Like, yes, he will occupy those positions on the pitch, but like, let's say the ball is in the middle third, he's going to be a midfielder. He's going to be to me, he is probably. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably put him. The best, or he's definitely one of the best midfielders, and not even midfield. He's one of the best players on our team at winning duels. He is great. He's great at recovering the ball. He's great at intercepting it. He's a tad slow, but if the ball is in his relative area, he's good at stopping progression of play from the other team. So I'd rather have him there, and then, okay, cool. If we have the ball in the attacking third, cool. Run into those spots, run into those attacking threats, and put yourself in a position where you can score. Yes, awesome. But I don't want him to play like I get what you're saying. If Gyökeres isn't working, Mourinho is not going to play like Gyökeres. But I don't want him to come on and have the mindset of, oh, I'm a 9. I need to score goals. I don't need to play in the midfield. I don't need to win duels. I don't need to play.
But if you're, okay. But if you're, we're at an hour and a half here, boys.
Yeah, that's Tanner's. That's PG's way of saying, yeah, concede. You win.
I'm not conceding at all. I'm not.
You just did. You're ending the show. You are conceding.
I'm not
100%.
ending the show. I just said we're at an hour and a half.
I think where Ryan and I come from, like, I don't think he's a goal scorer. I think the goals are just an added bonus of his game. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking I'm putting him out there so we can score goals. Like, I think he's a midfielder, and the fact that he can score is a plus. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I don't want him coming in at striker. We have other people that can play striker, even with Kai out, that I'd prefer instead of him going up there.
Who?
I mean, we don't do it, but I'd rather put Martinelli down the middle that we never do for some weird reason.
You trust him?
To go down the middle, yes. More. At least it's more straightforward. At least he can't go dribble to the end line when he plays on the wing. Like,
bite your tongue. No, he would. No, you know what he would do? That no, you know why he wouldn't dribble to the end line? Because a goalkeeper would stop him before he got there.
Yeah,
he'd dribble right to the goalkeeper.
I'd play Martinelli down the middle just because, just his running and just his way to get behind the defenses, and I feel like it's a lot more straightforward than sticking a midfielder to play 9. I mean, it worked well last year. We needed it in a pinch and a bind, but I think we're past that now.
I'm simply playing devil's advocate here. The idea is that, he scored 3 goals for Spain. Well, why didn't he score 3 goals for us?
Because we didn't play.
We didn't play Turkey.
And then
Yeah, we didn't play Turkey, and we played at Anfield, the hardest game in the world.
I'm not the one questioning it.
No, I know you're not.
I'm not the one questioning it. I'm simply saying I see this everywhere. This idea that like I mean, OG, you said it to me like, were we really that conservative with him? With look at what he did against Spain. Were we really that conservative? So that question says, okay, you think he can offer something, but then the way that we played says we were conservative because he did not attack the way he did for Spain. Playing in the same position, he did not do the same things. He simply didn't.
Didn't get into those positions because
he didn't do the same things. You can say it 15,000 different ways. It doesn't. He didn't do the same things.
But you don't think
he couldn't? It's not because of him. It's because he couldn't because of the other team.
I think we're not arguing over the right thing.
I don't think so.
No, I think the question is his responsibilities for us are different than they are for Spain, although he's playing out of the same position.
Are they?
Tell me, because if he's scoring 3 goals for Spain and getting into those areas to be able to do those things, but not doing it for us,
we have to land on something on that. If Arsenal went and played the U15s and beat them 20-0, and Marino had 10 goals, you can't say, well, why can't he do that with Liverpool?
But Liverpool were not the aggressor.
But they are 10 times better. Turkey.
I'm not saying
you're playing at Anfield, the hardest place to play in
Liverpool,
the world.
It was more of a hey, we'll hold on to it for a little bit. And now, okay, you guys hold on to it for a little bit. All right, we're done now. You guys keep it. All right, we're going to give it back to you in like 10 minutes.
You can't possibly think that it's like this is a good comparison. Playing a team.
I'm not saying the comparison is good, but he didn't. I just don't. If you're telling me.
That happens all the time, though, BG, right? Like guys tear up teams like this. That's where Harry Kane gets all his goals, and then we're like, well, why didn't Harry Kane score against France? It's like, well, yeah, he didn't.
So if the opportunity is there to be aggressive with Mikel Marino,
we
don't take it. No. Okay, so it's not there versus Liverpool. You're both telling me it's not there
for Mourinho. I don't think it was.
I'll concede that point to you.
And it was there,
but
against
it was
Turkey.
There for Spain.
Yeah,
so if we're in a position where we need to be aggressive, and he can do, and we've seen that he can do the job, is he not then a viable option? And you're saying no.
It's
if
viable.
You need to be aggressive against a team that's that bad.
But he's not number one on my.
Forest.
He's not number one.
Forest is so much better than Turkey. I'll tell you that.
Okay, I mean every team in League One is better than Turkey.
I think they are.
Turkey's not that bad, but yeah, no.
Now Turkey's not that bad.
I'm just trying to rile BG up. I'm just trying to rile him up.
Now they're not that bad. The thing is, like,
Cooler's pretty good.
I do agree with most everything you guys are saying. It just what it comes back to for me is you're telling me he was good enough in this situation, but he won't be good enough in this situation.
That happens.
But if the two things are equal,
they're not equal.
If you need aggression, if you need to be aggressive in chasing a goal, and you know that he can score, he has that in his locker, right?
But yeah. No, I'm bringing him on, but I'm bringing him on in the position of right 8 or left 8. I'm not bringing him on as a 9.
So you would not have brought him on last year as the replacement to Kai. You don't think he did a good job there?
No.
I'm also making you pick one of them. I'm also saying, well, if it's not A, it's got to be B. When there's C, D, and E out there, and I know that. I'm trying to box him in.
You're trying to box him in.
Yeah, I know it's fine, and I can't be boxed in. I played basketball.
Nobody puts Baby Ryan in a corner.
Yeah.
No, I think he played well, but again, he was also option. It's so funny you say A or B. He was option D, which proves my point. It's not.
Well,
like
I don't know that he was option D.
What?
I don't know that he was option D. I mean, so let's just real quick, and I'm I'm just doing this for shits and giggles. But all right, so Kai is number 1. So if we're gonna run through the depth chart of number 9s of playing centrally,
who was not?
No. I'm saying right now. Everybody just everybody healthy, right? Just right now. Kai is the number 1 option. Gyökeres number 2. Who's number 3?
on the.
I'm just talking. If you're writing up, all right, in your office, you've got a board with every position, and you've got a player's name on a magnet, and you're just simply building a depth chart. It has nothing to do with opponent. It has nothing to do with setting. It's simply building the depth chart. Who is your everybody healthy? Who is your third choice?
Gabriel Jesus.
Christ. Oh, okay. Oh, good one. Well played, sir. Way to use it against me. Okay, good call.
Gotcha.
Good call. He did get me. Absolutely. Listen, when I'm got, I can admit I'm got, and I got. I just got.
You walked right into that one.
I sure did. And I forgot about him too. Like, how bad is it that everybody's like, oh my God, I forgot he was even part of this squad.
Yeah. I forgot until he posted that Instagram thing. I was
right.
like,
well, and he just posted, and I lost my shit over it, and I forgot. Okay, who's fourth? And I agree. Gabby Jesus is absolutely third. I agree 100%. Who's fourth?
You don't have a fourth. I think if you have three strikers that aren't either if they're hurt or like things aren't working out, you're moving shit around. I don't think there is a
Yeah, so okay, you're moving shit around.
Yeah,
so,
like for instance, like
so who's another option? You're telling me that Mikel Marino is not an option as a number 9, is what you're saying. If you would tell me that, okay, at the end of the day, you have Madueke, you have Trossard, you have Martinelli, you have Saka. There's really not anybody else because nobody else really has played that position.
So let me put it this way: if Gilchrist and Havertz don't work, hurt, whatever, I think he changed tactics. He changes tactics. I don't think we have a 9 at that point because I think when Mourinho was playing 9 for us, he was a 9, but he wasn't. He was playing midfield too. He was like, I don't know. It was like weird what he was doing. He wasn't. Okay. When Mourinho was 9 for us last season, he was a Havertz 9, not a Gilchrist 9.
Yeah.
So like, I would never. Yeah, I'm never going to Mourinho. Like, if I'm the manager of Arsenal, I'm never whispering to Mourinho, like, bring him on, be like, hey, you're a 9. Like, hang out with the back line. No, he's a ball winner in the middle third, which is like something that is like vital to us because we like winning the ball high up and then attacking. And I think he's like the best at it. So why would we risk winning the ball high up without him there? Because he's the best guy we got. So yeah, no, he's never playing 9 as far as how our tactics operate for me, anyways.
Okay. I know what I watched last year, and he did. So
that's fine. I mean, we can disagree. It's fine.
Anything else? I mean, we had a lot of things that I wanted to cover that I had listed here. Is there? I mean, real Ryan. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's pushing up against that time, boys. It's 10 after 11. Let's we'll wrap it up here. I think this has been a good interlull talk. So, real Ryan, final thought.
It was fun. I mean, I love you boys. It was a good talk. I didn't know we'd talk about Marino so long, but I mean sometimes it happens. I am just hoping everyone comes back healthy from internationals. I think I saw a video of like soccer running around. I don't know what that was. I don't know. I think it might have been, back at Sobai, but yeah, everyone back healthy. Forest at the weekend at home. So looking forward to that and what lineup we'll try it out there. But yeah, that's it.
OG, final thought.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't really want to go over it that long, but yeah, it's always fun having a chat with you guys. And I will admit I'm probably not going to be watching the game live. A buddy of mine, I hope his soon-to-be fiance isn't watching this, but a buddy of mine is hopefully getting engaged on Friday, so I will not be in any shape to be waking up at Saturday at 7:30 in the morning to watch the game. But I will try to. I'm going to record it and watch it after. And then to end it real quick, 61% of games, or see if I had the stat all like lined up, and now I don't know how to word it. But new managers, their first game in charge, 61% of the time they get at least a point. So
Well,
have
now
fun.
it's out there.
Have fun with that stat.
All right.
38. No, yeah, I think it's 61. 38.9% of the time they lose. So, well, it's a little food for thought.
It is crazy.
New manager bounce is a thing.
If we lose this game to Forest,
We're not going to lose. I
definitely fold the club.
You bring the best manager. You literally bring the best manager. Whether it's the best manager or the best manager for Nottingham Forest, I still favor us to win. But
are you
new manager bounce is a thing? And
are you gonna bet Forest to win?
No, I'm not. But with new manager bounce, I've seen some crazy things. Really?
Oh, I know. We all have.
A new manager came last
definitely
season. I want to say it was West Ham, but I don't think it was. It was a new manager came last season, and they beat like Chelsea. They beat
because their new manager last year was Graham Potter, and I don't
think it was West Ham. It's really gonna piss me off. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Everton with David Moyes. I don't know.
Well, that's definitely one. Shout out to the chat. Bit of a slower night in here, but that's okay. It was kind of last minute. We didn't really promote it all that much. I've been a busy boy for the past week, give or take. But yeah, Forest at the weekend. Then Champions League gets underway next Tuesday, 12:45 p.m. Eastern time. We make a trip down to Spain. Speaking of, Athletic Bilbao will be a much different game, I'm sure, than the one that we played at the Emirates final preseason friendly of the summer. But thank you to everybody in the chat. If you are on YouTube, please be sure that you leave us a thumbs up on the video. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for making it this far with us. It's been a long one, hopefully a good one, an entertaining one. Click the subscribe button. Make sure you also click the bell icon. You'll never miss a show. That way, we will be back next week to break down Forest and talk about probably a few other things that we didn't get to tonight. Stay tuned for that. We'll figure out when that's going to be. Hopefully next Monday night, but we'll talk about it. We'll get it all figured out, sorted, and we'll see you then. It's been good footy talk. We'll see you out there.